a good start for the Yamaha, but a better one for the Suzuki. The Suzuki blast down to turn one. Look at that. He managed to slot it into fourth place. He has, I'm sure he has. Pole Espargaro looking great there in fourth place. He sticks with second place. Dobby's in third place. Then it's Marc Marquez back in fifth place. With some riders, they want a little bit of water on the track.
Yeah, you're right. And then he's already made up 6 places. But it was all actions was something else.
And he needs it to make it work. Remember back when it's easy to pass, that's for sure. The big question mark for me is over Maverick Vinales. Has he got wet weather pace? Right now, you'd say middle of the front row, leading on the Suzuki. He's good round here, Rins.
Very good round here. Most of the week is to Marc Marquez.
Plenty of work to do. 2.4 miles round.
Marc Marquez gambled. He was the only man left-hand side of the screen, so a disaster for one half of the Espargaro family.
Marc Marquez is really hot there, really hot. He does well to pull that one, and that's not a good sign for Aleix Espargaro.
Yes, Moto2 days. A long, long time since Alex Rins put himself in this kind of position.
Marquez looking to try and outbreak his old rival into turn one. He doesn't want to see Rins.
Through turn number 3, he's got to be careful. What about Daniel Petrucci, who we thought we'd be making big inroads in the podium, and Vinales have been picked off by Petrucci. Perfect time to ride on board with Vinales.
7, you know that he's not particularly comfortable in conditions like this at the moment, Vinales. It's a matter of time here before Jack...
Vinales is suffering out there, because now Jack Miller's picked his pocket on that tight twist.
He's paying off here.
Andrea Dovizioso, Rossi has taken that position. 7th place is taken by Rossi from
Jack Miller. It's the 6th crash in the 5th crash of the weekend for Miller.
Andrea Dovizioso.
This wasn't in the script. By far and away all season long.
It's all from Rins in the wet. Don't really recall him ever being a top rider in the wet. There's never
Salam on the back of his helmet here this weekend as well. His great friend, who he sadly lost a couple of years ago. I'm saying that's not the first time we've said that this year. A replay and the rear end as well after passing Pole Espargaro. But Matt,
day here on race day, Alex Rins is now 4.5.
Espargaro, man, sorry, this can't happen.
If he does that, it's going to be the move of the century.
That would have been some.
Petrucci's disappeared off our radar as well. We're deteriorating here. Jack Miller and Daniel Petrucci are top wet weather riders. And look at that, Petrucci.
Espargaro's gone.
You know what, Steve? In the blink of an eye, Alex Rins has gone from doing...
Marquez has gone down as well!
Do you know what?
Do you know we could see a stop to this race?
I don't think we're going to be far off from a red flag here. This shoulder's gone yet again. I mean, how many times?
The rear comes round and that... Oh, that's a horrible crash for the world champion.
I'll tell you what, that shoulder would have put on his face in the ground. I tell you, he's got a face.
They're really, really struggling through the rivers here. Simon, your fault.
Sorry guys, it's running down to garages to try and...
Attacking Nakagami. Tom Luthi's crash, of course, means unfortunately for the Swiss rider carrying a fair rate to not see in the rain. All the riders, they're having moments on that rear tyre.
Oh, he's gone down.
He was in 5th place, so there's no... Look at that. That almost pivoted round to a 360 on him.
Unbelievable. Danny Pedrosa is now up to 6th.
Yeah, and here is Pedrosa up the inside of Johan Zarco. In all of this carbon wrecking sprint.
Well, Race Direction will keep a close eye on that, because that was the reason once it got bad there.
Malaysia last time out in Sepang was the first time that they'd had any real chance to ride.
So this is Alvaro Bautista. He's taking his own advice. Rossi's closed
ahead of him as Jorge Lorenzo has got his hands full keeping the fish. Pascal Hafish comes back to a dry zone. That wasn't his fault. Look at that. Nothing he could do. The rear just came around at him in a flash. And there you go. In 3 races, Phillip Island was...
And Simon, this is Alex Rins. His gap at the front has come down.
He's gone down, Steve.
Oh, it's getting treacherous. But Rollis, big time at turn 13. He's gone down.
Yeah, there's pensive.
It stopped.
Yeah,
13. Oh, the rear's come round him at 13. That's just about the screen, because he's now on top of Dovizioso. Simon, we'll come to you in a moment, because
Dovizioso, Rossi on this brilliant charge through from 16th. He's had some contact somewhere, and Rins, Dovizioso and Rossi, and I hope for their sake it doesn't happen. That pushed Danny Pedrosa.
And he was right on the tail of Dovizioso. We were looking at his pit board. I wonder if the aquaplane there, really struggling.
Rins is down in the 145s. Gone down now as well. He was in 6th place. Well, hitting the crime.
Right, this is going to change quickly. We have actually got the top 3 riders all together as we head. Rins has gone well wide, and both of them gobble him up. Dovizioso now leads, and Valentino Rossi's in second.
And Rossi's attacking. Here he goes, he's into the lead. Is he going to run it wide? He is. Dovizioso will cut it back into turn. The flag is out.
It's gone. Red flag. Now, I should just point out, at this stage, it's not completed. The race has to be restarted, and it goes back a lap, and Rins was leading on that lap. So effectively, if the race was to be restarted...
Valentino Rossi still hasn't realised. Left armour. Watch this. Look at that. Andrea Dovizioso just fight on a soaking wet sodden.
Yamaha punya jatah untuk bisa menembus.
Warm-up lap here begins again for 16. A lot of eyes on him at the moment. And I don't think...
Start the show here then in this shortened 14 lap.
A good start from all three riders on the front row. Valentino Rossi in particular on board here with Dovizioso though. He was
Carbon copy of the first part, wasn't it? Alex Rins absolutely nailed the launch off the line on the...
to be for Johan Sarko. He's going to lose a place to maybe Michele Pirro. Rins, Dovi, Ross, Nakagami got away well also.
By Andrea Dovizioso, Ducati on the start-finish straight. It is then Dovizioso that leads.
Hasn't done anything too silly on the opening laps here.
Yeah, Rins and Dovizioso with a...
Pedrosa in 4th and 5th.
It's either that or Rins is just pushing for his first win of the season. In fact, he's just set.
Espargaro, Pedrosa might just find himself in 4th place in a moment. The only Repsol Honda rider out there after the crash from Marc Marquez earlier. And this Ian Rins is closing in. He smells a move here.
Espargaro with a retaliatory move up the inside of Pedrosa at the fine.
He does. Rossi, you can see what it's like when you're on the bike. That face full into our camera. He looks so good, doesn't he?
Never gets flustered, always been the same. What I like about him is if he's...
Is our moment of the season. More about that later.
And it's so
He just
easy
found
to
it.
crash.
Ran out so wide, Valentino Rossi. They're half a second faster than everyone else. Pretty impressive stuff.
That's
PGM absolutely brilliant in this second part. Pole Espargaro and the top speed between the Ducati and the Suzuki. 299.8. Here comes Valentino.
It's a late one.
He's got that front end though, hasn't he? He's just got that confidence.
Relap, you have to try and get...
Gone past Pedrosa as well. Danilo has gone past, so Pirro different places. 46 degrees when you're shifting that much water. Oh, down has gone Alvaro Bautista. So turn 12, tips it in. Oh no, typical turn 12. We've seen that,
yeah.
Rossi, because 2.4, it went from 1.9 to 2.4. Half. Valentino Rossi second. Alex Rins, if you ask me, is settled for a...
Oh, so good. We've talked about it all year. But in these conditions, that's one thought this guy is going to step straight up to MotoGP and be, you know, top.
Oh, it's Rossi! Rossi's down in the dirt. Valentino Rossi has crashed out of...
You just tip in, I bet the rear comes round on him. There you go. There's nothing you can do.
Pole Espargaro will put a KTM, if he gets to the end, put a KTM on... Saying, take it easy, take it easy. 1 or 2 degrees of tyre temperature less. Is here at the Grand Prix of Valencia on the Ricardo Tormo circuit. Here is Alex Rins, wet. Alex Rins. Remember, final round. It is Andrea Dovizioso over the Michele Pirro. Now, I know he's not close, but...
yeah, Pirro just set his fastest.
Yeah, second part, as was Bradley Smith, who's down in 8th place on the... Who was closing in on him. There was only 2 points between the two. Oh, hang on. The line, last lap time it is then. Andrea Dovizioso leads by 4.57. A podium finish for KTM would be very special indeed. The rest of the factory know it. Dovi is about to...
He's all about the race.
That's interesting. So then has a short distance to go to take the Grand... He's going to wheelie to the line. Andrea Dovizioso wins the Grand Prix, and historically on the podium is Pole Espargaro with the KTM.